So, hello everyone. We are on Q&A with Uncle Jay and we have our first guest, Daniel Brännstam here. Welcome, brother.
Thank
How
you
are you
so
feeling
much.
today?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah? How was your day? How did you start your day today?
I started with training, of course.
Obviously you
So,
did.
yes, I went to fight box.
Alright.
Did some training with Matilda, real boxing champ,
Yep.
and we did some CrossFit inspiration training with some martial art as well.
What is CrossFit inspiration training?
Basically, we used a lot of kettlebells for
Okay.
now, and did some cardio training with those, and like I said, some martial art inspired training.
Alright, because I know what CrossFit is, but adding inspiration on it, that sounded kind of weird, but now I do I do know what it is. First thing first, man. How does it feel to be a world champion?
Of course, it feels real nice. I'm not the world champion right now. I was the world champion from 2016 till 2018, and of course, it was an amazing feeling. You've been training for several years for it, and to actually achieve that goal was insane.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you were a world champion from kickboxing, right?
Yeah,
While you were in national team of Taekwondo in Sweden.
yeah.
And how does that combine? Or you
They-
did both at the same time?
Yeah,
How
they both
did
at
it
the
work?
same time,
All right.
and they're pretty similar sports, actually. So, and I've been training kickboxing and taekwondo for several years,
Mhm.
combined it together, and yeah, it wasn't that hard.
What actually makes me wonder about you actually is you started your, let's not say career, but you started with BMX, right? Riding a bike.
Yeah.
And how
yeah.
does one person switch from riding a BMX to beating the shit out of their opponents in the ring? I just don't get it.
Like, yeah, I started with BMX. I did it basically all the time. It was the same thing. I had the same goal as I had with martial art. I was just bicycling every day, and I was competing a lot in that as well. I came in the second place in one of the biggest competitions here in Sweden. And then after that, I stopped with the BMX. I started partying. I was just
course.
out all this time and drinking. And I was around 14, 15
Mm-hmm.
then. And when I was 16, I found the martial arts. And it was my mom's boyfriend who took me to a club in Tyresö.
All right.
And I fell in love with it immediately.
Mm.
So I stopped with the partying and just focusing on the training after that.
And you actually live in Tyresö, right? And
Yeah.
at the same time, you have your own club. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't know you, right? Because I clearly do.
Yeah.
But for the audience, just making sure so they know it as well. You have your own club in Tyresö as well. And as I remember, you were chosen the best athlete in your region.
Yeah,
And-
I won the best sports performance in Tyresö 2017.
But those merits were for your martial arts, not for BMX.
No,
So it was
exactly,
recently, yeah?
from martial arts.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds great. And actually, we received so many questions about your career, about everything. The most question we received was about your body shape. Most of them were girls, but we'll get into it later, right? But what actually got you motivated to go there? And was the World Championship your end goal, or you did it for fun? How did the career start?
Of course, it was the end goal of win the world championships. It's the biggest competition that you can win in this sport,
Obviously.
of course. But for started, it was just something fun to do. I just loved the training, and it was cool to learn some new cool kicks and things. So from started, it wasn't that I wanted to become the world champion.
Mm?
It was just I really loved the sport, and it was the only thing I had in my mind. So it was just something extra that I got because I loved the sport and I did it every day, and I trained hardest in my club
Mm-hmm.
and came up in a pretty high level fast. But it wasn't because I really wanted to become the world champion. I just had so much fun doing it during that time.
But you're not competing now, are you?
No, not right now.
Yeah, so you had actually the same mentality before as you do now, just training
Yeah.
hard,
Yeah.
not actually going to compete, but then I suppose you got really good at it and
Yeah.
you just decided to win everywhere, right? Well, it happens, right? Like the competition inside you, I get it. But you work in Epicenter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I go entrepreneurship academy here.
So what do you do there?
Basically, we learn how to build companies,
All right.
and we're starting with a startup. We're working with a startup right now,
Okay.
and yeah, so I'm here working my ass off to to create a company.
So you're basically working on your startup, combining your club in Tyresö,
Yeah.
combining your life basically around this.
Yeah.
Where the hell do you find time to do other stuff? Like go out and party?
Yeah. It's not that much partying right now, but no, you have to really prioritize your time. like 24 hours, it's not that much actually. So you have to really prioritize your day and see what's most important for you.
But you don't party at all now.
Not right now. I can go out, but I'm not drinking.
So you don't drink at all.
No.
And why is that?
Because I have a diet and I'm sick of drinking. Yeah.
How can one get sick of drinking? I mean, yeah, the next day of hangover, yeah, I get it. But you don't drink at all no more,
No,
right?
no. I feel so much better when I don't drink.
All
And
right.
I want to focus on my training and all the other things that I do. So yeah, I'm focusing on those things right now.
Any
And
crazy stories about being really drunk?
Oh man, it's too many stories.
Give us one.
Yeah.
Give
Like
us
I
the
said-
most fucked up story you had about being drunk.
I'm not gonna give the most fucked up. I'm gonna give you the second most fucked up story.
Obviously, about yours.
Yeah, when I was like I said, when I stopped with BMX, I
Yeah.
started drinking a lot those days. We usually went to my friend and stole some liquor from his parents. Then we went out and and we was drinking a lot. And we did it we skipped school and just went to get some liquor, and then we went out drinking. And it didn't matter if it was cold, really cold outside. We were just drinking somewhere. And it was one time I had this party trick when I could drink pure vodka, a lot of pure vodka,
Okay.
and it was full glasses. So I had 2 glasses with pure vodka. I drank it up, and then I was drunk for the whole night, of course. And I didn't have to drink anything more.
But you were young as well, right?
Yeah, I was around 15
All right.
this time. And then we had this day in Sweden called Valborg,
Yeah.
where usually everyone gets drunk, and like all the holidays that we have here in Sweden.
Mm.
And I had this crazy good idea that I thought of for that day, because it's Valborg, we
Yeah.
should do something different. So instead of taking 2 glasses of pure vodka, we make it free instead. This is a perfect idea, right?
We
So
can't get any better. The more the better, right?
Exactly. It's perfect. So I pour up three glasses of vodka. I drank the first one up, the second one, and the third one, and then I don't remember anything at all. Everything is just black. And so I just heard these stories of my friends afterwards. So after that I didn't remember shit, and of course I felt really bad. I started puking and things, and I tried to get home from the party. So I came like 100 meters from the house, and just passed outside.
Outside.
Yeah, and
Was
it
it
was
winter?
No, it wasn't winter, but it was cold, like always in Sweden. Yeah, so it was 2 ladies who found me, and they saw that I wasn't moving. I was just laying down on the ground, and they tried to wake me up, but I was laying there basically dead. And they called ambulance or police or something so they could fix some help for me. And then my friends showed up and found me. And after that, they tried to carry me from there, because I got cut from the alcohol before, and I was pretty young, so they tried to help me so I wouldn't get cut from the cops or
Again.
wherever. Yeah, and but of course they took me, and the
police?
the police
Okay.
took me, and they just drove me home
Mhm.
to my dad. And then I woke up, and like I said, I didn't remember anything from that day. I was just had a crazy hangover, and I didn't know how I came home. I just knew that I wasn't walking or taking the bus, but I didn't remember how I got home. So I went up and I saw my father with the kitchen table, and I knew that I'm gonna have a really hard conversation right now, and I don't know how I can get out of this in a good way. And I said to him, because I thought that he picked me up during the party, so I said to him, yeah, thank you for picking me up yesterday. And he was like, I didn't pick you up. The police came here and dropped you off. Like, oh man, did that really happen? Because I didn't remember anything.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, like how, what can I say right now to save this situation? Like I can't say anything. I'm so screwed right now. And yeah, it was a terrible conversation with him and tried to figure out some things. And yeah, he wasn't that proud of me.
I
Of
can
course.
imagine. Who would be, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but still, it was 3 glasses of vodka, so
can't argue that, right? And 3 full glasses as far as I'm concerned.
Terrible.
But we talked about it earlier actually, and you told me that this was actually one of your switches in life that made you consider not doing that kind of shit no more, right?
Yeah, it was because when this happened, I just started with the martial art.
Yeah.
And I started to become better with the martial art, and it felt like I don't need it no more. I want to focus just on the training. So this was a time that I actually completely changed my life and stopped drinking.
Wow.
And it's funny stories right now when we sit there and talk about this type of things. But when I weren't in that age, I didn't feel good at all, and I was just drinking to maybe escape the reality for a few hours. So, and that's why I'm so grateful that I actually found the martial art, because it completely changed my life and it opened so many doors for me that I'm sitting here in Epicenter right now.
Epicenter, for those who don't know, it's a house of innovation based in Stockholm, heart of Stockholm, and we have over 400 companies here, over 4,000 members working on everything what's going on around us with future tech, and very many conferences, over 200 events, and very many cool people indeed. So what about your mentors? Do you have any in martial arts, in Epicenter itself, in your entrepreneurial journey, let's call it this way?
Yeah, like when I started with martial art, I had a mentor who it was my trainer, but I stopped training there for different reasons. And then with the martial art, I was actually training in different clubs, so I didn't really have a mentor, and I was starting my own club. So I were actually my own trainer for several years. But the mentors that I have here in Epicenter that actually have the entrepreneurship school, it's amazing. They're such a cool people. They're amazing. They created so many things, and they're so humble, and they had the craziest stories. Like Ola, for example, Ola Alvarsson. He's created 22 companies, I think, and he's been a world champion in kickboxing and karate, and won several competitions in martial arts.
And still competing, right?
Yeah, still competing.
Crazy guy.
Crazy person. It's such a big inspiration.
Yeah,
and so humble. And then we have Edgar, also, who's a mentor for me right now. He's putting so much time on me, and he's such a good person, and he's so competent, so smart, and helping me with so many different things now with my entrepreneur journey. We have Magnus. He's oh my god, he's such an amazing person.
Yeah.
He's 28 years old. He started 8 companies. He's been a professional football player. He's
we're gonna actually have him next week on the show as well. So that's gonna be a fun interview.
Yeah, and also every time when I have a problem with the companies or everything, I have some random questions, I always go to Magnus, and he's always happy to help. Like, he always puts time on us, and it's amazing to have him. And then we have Christopher. Like, he's the CEO of SIME, one of the biggest conferences that we have here in Epicenter. And
I would call Nordics is one of the biggest. One of the biggest conferences in whole Nordics, indeed.
And he's just such a nice person. He also puts time on you, and when you speak with him, it feels like you know that he really cares about you. And he's a great person.
Yeah, and it's so funny because all of them, as far as I'm concerned, Christopher was a professional golf player as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And all of them are connected through some type of a sport, right? And all of them were competing at some point, just like we did. So
yeah.
We'll see. Maybe in 20 years we're gonna have our own conferences as well. And
sure.
but
also the other guys in Result and Epicenter, they're great persons, and they've been helping us a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree. The whole team is like more of a family here, I would say, rather than business people.
Yeah, for sure. So, the environment that they have here in Epicenter is just incredible. Like, the first time I came here, it was like, this is the place where I want to be. I never been in a place like Epicenter before.
Yeah.
Yes, the environment. It was like the first time when I took my first step in here. It's like, this is actually where I want to be.
Yeah, I completely agree. I had the same feeling when I came here first time. It just switched the whole world around me. So I was like, this is the place we gotta be. This is the place we gotta achieve something. And we could talk about Epicenter forever, to be honest. But let's go back to the conversation between you and going to Hollywood, man. What's happening with that? I heard some rumors, right?
Yeah, like, it's gonna be huge, but I can't really talk about it right now.
You can't really do that, dude. Okay, guys, like I have to tell you this. So I'm gonna tell you this little story. We had a conference time. Daniel was mentioning it before. It's around 3,000 people, and for the first time we had guests, Her Majesty Queen of Sweden and His Majesty King of Sweden. And Queen of Sweden was walking around and talking to people, and then she came to Daniel, and he had to talk about his idea. And I never saw in my life a bunch of politicians just laughing their asses off because he had the same goddamn answer that he just had with me, you know. He'd get this intrigue, everything, and then just drop it dead, you know. I can't really say it. Like, what's up with that, man? Like, people don't talk that way to queen and king and presidents of the countries, right? But you had some idea that you didn't really want to share, and I believe you still don't want to until it gets as huge as you thought it will.
Yeah, like it was, like you said, the queen came and the king, and it was me and another student from the Epicenter Academy. We had the chance to talk about our ideas with the king and the queen, and like they came, and first was Stella. She's a great entrepreneur. And she's 19 right now, and she's starting her own company. Had a really big sale, and she talked about her company, Office Magic, and explained everything really good for all the people there, and everyone thought it was a great idea that she worked with. And then it was my turn, and I said, my idea is brilliant. I'm not gonna say what it is right now, but I promise you it's gonna be huge. And everyone was just so shocked and starting laughing. so hard. It was really fun. And after that, actually, the queen took a step forward and said, "Good luck with your idea," and then left. So it was a pretty fun thing.
So you owe it to them, man. You gotta make it work, right?
Yeah. So that's why I work so hard.
Exactly. But your parents should be so proud of you, right? And it's kind of it's very interesting, the story of your family, because you have some really cool people in your family as well, right? Some of them actually played with Michael Jackson, and tell us more. It's actually very interesting.
Yeah, like from my mom's from Honduras, and my dad's from Sweden, and many people from my mom's side, they work a lot with music and paintings and different things. So we have like one family member. He played with Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Dolly Parton, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. He plays bass, and his name is Abraham Laborel. He's a great bass player. And we have Emilio Alvarez. He plays in Diablos Negros.
Okay.
He's a musician in Honduras. We have one younger. She is also a musician. My aunt.
Your brother is a musician as well.
Yeah, my brother is a musician. He's a great musician. He plays with Blenda a lot in Sweden. He's great.
And he's pretty young as well.
Yeah.
Really young, actually.
He's 23 and lives as a musician. And my sister, she's been a really good athlete as well. And now she's studied, I don't know the word in English, actuaria. So she studied for several years, a really hard education, and doing really well right now.
Yeah, like we spent Christmas together, so I remember talking.
It's kind of nice,
very
like
ambitious.
Especially me and my siblings. Everyone has different things that they do. Like my sister, she's really smart, and she's working with a really big company. My brother is a musician, and I hit people. So it's
a big difference.
So it's kind of nice that but also it's kind of nice how we found our different things and actually succeeded somehow.
Yeah, it did, and it's so nice to actually have a very diverse family, you know, everyone doing different things. Same with me, like in my family I have only one sister, and she's very into very proper lifestyle, you know, working hard, having her, as she calls, shabzi time, you know, where she just chills and spend time with herself and her favorite book. So how actually did the diversity impacted you towards your goals and towards your life, basically?
Like when we were young, our parents they put us in different things, so we could try several sports, music, and do actually whatever we wanted to do. And I think that was a nice thing, that it doesn't have to be in this certain way to succeed. You just have to put time on it, and they was always really supportive to doing those things. So that's why I think one of the reasons that we actually succeeded in just completely different things. And I have this mindset, it doesn't matter what you want to do. Just if you put time on it, and it feels right for you, you're gonna be really good at it.
Speaking of time, how do you find time to actually do charity work around the world as well? Addition on everything else.
Like I always cared about people a lot, and people and animals and everything. And when I didn't really have time to do this charity work before, when I was in the national team, because that was my only goal. And after my career, I felt like I really want to do something to help and give back. Because also, what I said before, like I was in a really bad time in my life before I started with the martial art. So when I'm that's why I'm a trainer right now, because I see the value in it, and I see that it actually can change people's life, exactly like it did with mine. So I always wanted to give something back, especially with people who doesn't have it as good as I have. So I don't know how I find time, but it's really important for me. So you have to put time on it.
But how many times have you done it? Like 3-4 times, right? Already?
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
And where did you go?
I started in Colombia,
Yeah.
but I didn't work that much with charity. I went to 2 schools and did some trainings with kids.
Yeah.
It was mostly orphan kids.
Yeah.
Then after that, I went to Kenya and worked with my aunt, 1 year younger.
Yeah.
And I worked with her, so we had like 2 to 3 trainings every day, and went to different schools in Nairobi. And we held some trainings. We gave them school materials and clothes and different things. And
but as far as I can recall, you got clothes from here, right?
Yeah.
And
so I collected.
Flew it all over there.
Yeah, I collected a lot of clothes here in Sweden. I wrote in the page in Tirsa.
Yeah.
And engaged them to help me with the charity work. And yeah, it's that trip was one of the things that really changed my mind. Like when you're in Sweden, you can complain about different things, like this is that, it's cold, this my apartment is that, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go to this place and see that people doesn't have anything. Like we can say that we don't have anything here and complain, but when you go there and see that people actually don't have anything, but they're still happy, and they do whatever they can to survive, and gave me so much hope, and it was such a good thing to see with your own eyes. And also the people who are there working their asses off to make these people actually survive. Like this, they're just kids, and they're just kids, and they don't have any parents, or they're dead, or they're in jail or anything. So
insane.
it's insane. So that trip changed how I saw my life, and that hopefully that I'm gonna change the world to a better place with whatever I can.
It's so funny, because actually one of the questions were, why do you do all these things? Is it because you want to like prove something to yourself, or do you actually want to change the world or somehow, you know? And I believe you just answered it, all of it. And
then we went to Jordan this summer, actually. Me and my sister went there, and we had trainings, and we collected cash and clothes and school material for people who went from the war in Syria, and they went to Jordan.
Wow.
So we went to school there, and we collected around 7,000, and with that money we managed to buy around 160 school bags, and we filled them up with school material from that Office Depot sponsor us with. So basically the school that we went to, every one of them will have a new school bag with school material for next semester. And
amazing.
it's like, it was so, like I said before, it's so nice that it's not just me and my sister that did the work. We have so many people that actually helped us through this. Yeah. And like something, you don't have to do much, but if you collect a lot of people to do it, it can become something big. And maybe it doesn't change the whole world, but maybe we can push it a bit to the better side.
Yeah, indeed. I think it was Tony Robbins who did the same thing. He was growing up in a family that he didn't really have any food, and then someone helped him out with food, and now he has the biggest foundation of actually feeding people around the world. And like there are a lot of people who would love to contribute actually towards this kind of things, and like you could probably say you're one of those now, like who actually gets those people, because very many people would think about doing it, but they would never take actions towards it, right?
Yeah.
And you did, and that's pretty much impressive, very impressive.
Yeah, but also it's the people who are there working every day. those are the real heroes. They're every day and make these people survive. Like we went there and did some trainings, but yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. And
Are
this
you
is
planning
something-
to do anything more like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right now I'm actually talking to my aunt again,
Yeah.
and I will maybe go to Honduras to do the same charity work there. And that would be so nice because I haven't done it in Central America, and
Yeah.
it would be so nice to do this type of work in where my mother is born.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
But your mom is from Honduras, right?
yeah.
It's a funny story how your mom and dad met. Actually. I mean, we can spend like a couple of minutes talking about that. So make it quick. Come on.
yeah, sure. Like it was a train. My mom and my dad was in the same train station, and it was something wrong with the train. And then my mom, because they were sitting there waiting, and then nothing happened. So my mom came to my dad and started chatting with him. Like, it's so boring, and it doesn't go. Can't we just get to know each other? Like, never Swede would do. If you talk to a stranger, you're a crazy person.
It is.
So yeah, it was. So she just came to him and started chatting, and they get along really well. And then they changed contacts because my mom went back to Honduras.
Yeah.
She was just here studying. And then my dad sent her a letter. And
Letter.
yeah. Yeah, different times.
Yeah, millennials will not understand it. What is it? What is a letter?
Yeah, different times. So I sent a letter, and my mom responded him a few years after, actually.
Shit.
And then my dad, he moved around a lot. So he lived in, I don't know, I think it was seven different apartments here in Stockholm. So that letter went first for the apartment that he lived in that time. And then to the second apartment, to the third, to the fourth, and then till the seventh apartment. It actually got through, and he saw the letter, and they get in contact again. And then he went to Honduras, and yeah, they were together.
Crazy
So
story.
yeah, it's pretty sick, and that would never happen today.
No, not at all. It's as simple as just sending a text and never replying.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. But yeah, we live in a world of technology right now.
Yeah.
So, couple of words of what you would actually tell the youngsters who are 15, 16 years old right now and getting drunk and passing out on the grounds. And how would you put it for them to get and achieve what you achieve today, whether considering that how tough it is? Yeah, like put it in one sentence or two, doesn't matter. How would you actually motivate them?
Do what feels right, and not drink. No, but it's hard to say. Like, for me, I just found the martial art, and that changed my whole life.
But I mean, it shouldn't be just martial arts that could actually change your life,
No,
right? I mean,
no,
it could be
it's-
any types of sport.
Exactly, it can be
You
anything. You just have to find what's right for you. I think, and it's even if it's crazy hard right now, it's gonna get better. Give it time, and you will find your way.
It always does, right?
Yeah, it always does. I don't know if that's good advice,
No, I
but,
mean
but
it-
that's for me, and I think for several people. You know that, especially when you're young, it's really hard in many ways. You try to fit in, and you don't really know what to do with your life. It's so many new things going on, and especially for me, it was really tough.
How come?
I don't know. I don't have a real answer for it, but I don't. That's probably the reason why I was drinking that much. Why else drink so much that you always pass out?
Makes sense. No fun
So
in that.
yeah, no. And then I just found with the martial arts, I think you should really. It's gonna get better, for you. You just have to give it time, and find what's the right passion for you.
And actually do what you actually like doing, right?
Yeah, because I don't
That's
think it
something.
doesn't matter if you always. Everyone is different. Like martial arts is different. It was perfect for me, but maybe not for another person. So you just have to find what's best for you.
Exactly, that was actually my question, because not many people would like martial arts, but I believe that any type of sport or any type of commitment could actually get you where you want to get.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's never easy.
No.
But we're gonna switch quickly to the fast questions,
Yeah.
because there are so many of them, and it's pretty funny as well.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to Q&A you through our audience. So basically, one of the questions, I don't know who it is, man. Probably you do, Her name is Evelina, and she's asking when are we getting married. I don't think it's us. She's talking about you guys, right? And
yeah.
When are you guys getting married?
I don't really know what to answer that.
Just keep it hanging, right?
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
Don't worry. he has too much on his plate right now. Then we got Ed Hyo, I think. What was your first competition?
It was my first competition was all style actually when I was 17.
You competed in all styles?
Yeah.
Okay, I know this guy for over 5 years now, and I didn't know he competed in all styles. Okay.
Yeah, that was my first competition.
All right, and how did you do?
I came in second place.
Not bad, man. Not bad. Then we got our mutual friend Sarah Robbins. How many push-ups can you do?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know how many I can do.
Yeah.
But when we have the test for black belt,
Okay.
we do 100 push-ups on the knuckles. So,
Non-stop?
Yeah.
Wait, I got my black belt a really long time ago, so I
Yeah.
have no idea
Yeah.
when I did, but
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I can probably do a few.
you okay. Then we have Linus here asking, how much does you miss Fras? I have no idea what Fras is, to be honest.
Oh my god! Yeah, I was working with a company that was building glass doors before,
All right.
and I was managing this.
You were
machine,
building what again?
glass doors.
Glass doors. Okay.
Yeah. So I had this machine, this CSN.
Yeah.
No, CNC machine.
Have no idea.
Yeah,
what it is, but...
it's a really big machine that I was working with.
Yeah.
And that's the fras. So
Oh, but you're not working with it anymore.
No.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Linus, you got your answer
Yeah.
now. So do you miss it or not?
No, man.
No, he does not miss it at all. Then
I think it missed me though.
I mean, who doesn't, right? And then I have this extremely weird question from a person, again, I don't know who it is. Melina, I guess.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to know everything about his wallpapers in the living room. What does it say? And does he get motivated by the words?
Yeah.
I did not post any pictures of your living room, brother. I have no idea what it is. So
Yeah.
you go ahead and answer it.
Yeah, no, she's.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. And what's up with the...
Yeah, I have a poster with Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
I posted in my...
More questions.
And I don't really know exactly the words in the poster right now.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it's motivated me a lot. And Muhammad Ali is is the best athletes
Okay.
that we have. This is what I think is the greatest in every sport. He's not just the thing that he did in the boxing. He was incredible boxer, but also that he did for the black society.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's an incredible. He was an incredible person.
Yeah. I mean, the way he rhymed, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I actually watched one of his videos a couple of days ago, and it was the comparison of how boxers actually were having their interviews and talking before the fight,
Yeah.
like back in the days, and now how they have it now, you know.
Yeah.
And before, like, Muhammad Ali was rhyming these poems and everything,
Yeah.
and now it's like, I'm gonna fuck him up, you know, and like
Yeah.
bullshit like that. So the difference is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
he changed everything. With the sport, with the trash talk,
yeah.
with everything. He
Exactly, the trash
was,
talk.
Yeah.
So different, like the different level
Yeah.
of trash talk.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. That didn't happen before.
Yeah.
At all.
You can't even really call it a trash talk.
No.
Like, it was poems he did, you know?
Mm.
Something like...
But it was a lot of trash talk.
Yeah, it was a lot of trash talk. But then we got Melissa, I don't know. I really don't know who they are, man. But Melissa is asking, how many packs do you have?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure she's not talking about the beer right now. Because you apparently don't drink no more.
No. I don't know, 6 or 8 or...
Is it 6 or 8, man?
7, let's say 7.
It cannot be 6. Okay. One is just popping out, right? Like showing around.
Exactly.
Right, fair enough. Where can they find you?
They can add me on Facebook or Instagram. My name is Daniel Brännstam. And if you want to add me on Instagram, my name is D Brännstam.
Yeah, I think we're gonna write it down so people can actually click and go upon it and see what's happening in your life, right?
Yeah.
In your sober life. But yeah, and you can find us guys on YouTube channel Q&A with Uncle Jay, and on our Instagram page, on my Instagram page, which is Jahito.